When it comes to Hong Kong style barbecue or siu mei, it's all about technique, balance, and texture. The glistening cuts of meat hanging in the shop window aren't just for show. Each one tells a story of careful preparation from the marination step to roasting. But what separates the good from the great? Let's break it down. Char siu is probably the most well-known Cantonese barbecue dish, and for good reason. The best char siu starts with the right cut, pork shoulder or pork neck, because they have just the right amount of fat to keep the meat tender. The marinade is crucial, usually a blend of hoisin sauce, soy sauce, honey, Chinese 5-spice, rose wine, and sometimes fermented red bean curd for depth. But the real magic happens in the roasting process. A good char siu is cooked over high heat, developing a deep red color with that slightly charred, caramelized edges. The glaze should be sticky but not overly sweet, and the meat should be juicy with a smoky, umami-packed flavor. Siu yo is all about achieving the perfect contrast. Crispy, shattering crunch skin on top of tender, juicy meat. The best roast pork starts with a thick cut of pork belly that's seasoned with salt and 5-spice powder, and the real secret is in the skin. The skin needs to be completely dry before roasting, often air dried overnight. Poking tiny holes all over the skin allows it to puff up and blister during the cooking process, creating that addictive crunch. The roasting process starts slow to render the fat and keep the meat tender, then finishes at high heat to crisp up the skin. When done right, you should hear a loud crackle when you bite into it, and the meat should be flavorful without being greasy. A great roast duck, siu ngap, is all about the balance between crispy skin and juicy, flavorful meat. The process starts with a marinade, often made with soy sauce, 5-spice, maltose to keep the skin caramelized. But the crucial step, again, is air drying the duck for hours, sometimes overnight, so the skin crisps up properly during roasting. Traditional roast duck is cooked in a special oven, sometimes over charcoal, which adds an extra layer of smokiness. And when done right, the skin should be thin and crispy, while the meat remains very succulent and packed with flavor. A good roast duck should have that deep, roasted aroma and slightly sweet, savory glaze that enhances every bite. Soy sauce chicken may not be as bold as char siu or roast duck, but it's a must-try for its silky texture and very deep aromatic flavors. Instead of roasting, the chicken is gently poached in a master stock made with soy sauce, rock sugar, Shaoxing wine, and spices like star anise and cinnamon. This slow cooking method keeps the meat incredibly tender while infusing it with a rich, savory, sweet taste. A great soy sauce chicken should have smooth, glossy skin and juicy, flavorful meat. It's typically served with white rice and a drizzle of fragrant soy sauce broth. Compared to crispy roast pork or smoky barbecue pork, soy sauce chicken is all about delicate, melt-in-your-mouth texture. No matter which barbecue meats you choose, the best way to enjoy them is with a classic rice plate. Fluffy white rice soaked up the juices in the sauce, balancing out the richness of the meat. Many places serve it with a drizzle of sweet soy sauce, pickled mustard greens, or even like a side of ginger scallion sauce for extra flavor. It's the ultimate comfort food, simple, satisfying, and packed with layers of texture and taste. Good Hong Kong barbecue isn't just about roasting meat, it's about precision, technique, and flavor. From the charred edges of the ta siu to the crispy skin of the siu yolk and the juicy bite of the siu ngap, every element plays a role in creating that perfect bite. Whether you're a fan of sweet, smoky barbecue pork or crispy, crackling roast pork, there's a reason Hong Kong barbecue remains one of the most beloved Cantonese traditions. What's your go-to order? Let me know in the comments below.